Hey everyone, what is the crack? This week we are in Spa, the legend that is. I almost feel embarrassed doing a track guide here because some people are just so quick here. They've done thousands and thousands of laps. I like to think I've only done hundreds, but it probably is thousands at this stage. It's one of those tracks, if you're quick here, you're super quick. You probably don't even need this guide, but most people really struggle at Spa, and there are a couple of places where you can make up time and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll try and get that message across. We run a weekly server where this week it's Spa in these F3s, and about 30 people have done laps. My lap is a P8 time at the moment. Now some of our guys are real racers, full-time sim racers, all that kind of stuff. So P8 is kind of top 10 is always my goal, but it's a great measure of what's a good lap, what's a bad lap, and it completely transforms what these track guides are going to be, because anybody can just do a lap and say that this is a fast lap, this is a P8 lap. Anybody who's looking for these guides is probably looking for some improvement. Hopefully this will bring that to it. The format of this thing is the first time I go through the lap, go full speed. There are timestamps in the description below. Go full speed through the lap, try to talk through it as best I can. Then for the second section, I break it down corner by corner, show you exactly where I brake, why, what's important, all that kind of stuff. Then I talk a little bit of setup, a little bit of racecraft, and we go from there. Let's dive into my lap. Here we go. Bus stop chicane, extremely important. This wasn't great, but the main thing is getting that run up the straight. I wasn't on a lap when I did this, so if you actually take that second part of the chicane really wide, it gives you a better drive up the straight. Break it around the 100 marker, get nice and close into this chicane, into this corner, into the apex of that corner. Get a good drive out of here. The earlier you can gather speed, so the earlier you can get on the throttle, the better. Grab plenty of curb here, stick over to the right, and you can grab plenty of curb there as well. That tends to be kind of the quickest line. When there are cars in front of you, you're going to be a lot quicker again. So you might want to see where you're going to top out your 6th gear here. But this is a decent setup. Brake at the curb on the left, down to 3rd gear, nice and disciplined through here. Stay as far over to the left as possible, which I didn't do. Up into 4th, out of here, bit of a scrappy exit, but it's legal. Had wheels on the track. Down to 2nd gear here, nice understeery late apex here. Up into 3rd, resist going into 4th. Carry lots of speed through here, up into 4th. These green runoff areas you're allowed to use at Spa. Up into 5th again, resist 6th, catch a bit of that apex there, floor it in 5th, up into 6th gear. Use the curbs as your reference points for braking. Down to all the way to 3rd gear here. I caught a little bit too much curb there on the right. I'll go into more detail there in a little while. Power out. Again, curb down 1 gear. Carry lots of speed through here, but not too much. Again, I'll go into detail on that. And you want to absolutely be pinned coming out of here. They're going to be in the race. There are going to be other cars around you. You're going to grab slipstream. Good thing is, in a lot of these corners, you can go too wide. Especially here, you can go too wide very easily. You can leave space for people, all that kind of stuff. Now here you want to brake at the 100 meter marker. Brake hard. Catch a little bit of this curb, and then catch a little bit of this curb on the way out, and get on that power as early as possible. So let's jump into section 2, where I actually break down the corners and show you exactly where I think is important. So I'll show you the exact point that I brake, all that kind of stuff. My pedal inputs are here on the left, and my gears, and you can see the timings and stuff like that. So the 100 meter marker on the left, you can see these markers. There's 150 on this near wall, 100. I brake at the 100. Hard on the brake, let go of the brake going into the corner, so no real trail brake there, and try and get as good a drive as possible out of that corner. It's really important to get a good drive out of there. As I said, plenty of this curb on the left, none of this curb on the right, because you don't want to unsettle the car. Plenty of that curb on the left as well. So how's your day going? This is a long ass straight. So the 100 meter marker on the left, that can be your braking point. I kind of go slightly past the curbs, so you see I brake beyond the 100 mark. My brake only comes on now. Down to 3rd gear, Very, very disciplined through here, but on the throttle. So brake, brake, brake. As soon as you release that brake, on the throttle, commitment to the throttle. Now, the mistake that I've made here is I've gone too wide to the right here. If you can find the line that keeps, and you see me understeering through here, if you can keep to the line on the left of the corner, you don't have a messy corner here through the comb. You see me coming out of there really, really messy. If I had been already over on the left, could have switched up to fourth a lot smoother, gotten a great run out of here, no reduction in speed. So this is almost like two corners. You can late apex this. Third gear, stay in third gear. So third gear coming down here, don't switch up to fourth. Loads of speed through that corner, up into fourth, up into fifth, and again resist going into sixth here. No braking here, just a slight lift off. Catch that apex on the left. So you're going really, really high speed here. You can see it scrubs about 30 kilometers an hour or so. Pin it up into sixth. Really fast part of the track. I'm sure with the right aero you can actually go flat there. Curb on the left is your braking point. Down to third gear. Now, I mentioned the mistake that I make here. I actually turned in slightly too early. Should have turned in slightly later. You can see me actually hesitating with the steering. Look here, hesitate. If I had turned in slightly later and gone into third gear earlier, I would have been able to stay outright and then to the left. You can see I'm not committed to the throttle here. If I had been out wider, I would have been able to commit to the throttle a lot better, get a far better drive out of here. Curb on the left again, braking point, down one gear. This is probably the most important corner on the track for me, apart from the bus stop chicane. You want to brake in a straight line. It's not a full braking zone for me. Brake in a straight line, come off the brake and get ready to get on that throttle, because you want to commit to the throttle early. So I'm like not even at the apex here. There we go, throttle comes on, good bit of throttle, use this runoff on the left and you're absolutely pinned. The earlier you can get on the throttle there and stay on the throttle, the better. That's why I'm running slightly higher aero. I reckon that if I make it through the twisty bits a little bit quicker than the people who have lower aero, I can at least get behind them, get their draft on the straight. Now if I don't have someone in front of me, that is going to snooker me slightly, but I'll just have to hope for the best. Again, bus stop here, 150 marker. At the 100 marker, that's where I brake hard, 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 down to second gear. And only when I'm in second gear and kind of at the speed that I want to be, I come off the brake. I do a slight pump of the brake there actually. Or maybe I just did on this occasion. So it's a slight bit of a trail brake. Second gear, very disciplined. And on the throttle early. Similar to what I said earlier, the sooner you can get on the throttle here, the better. So really, if you can almost stay into the right and commit to the throttle. You can see my throttle commitment there isn't too bad. I'm on the throttle, I come off it a bit here and on again. A driving instructor probably give out to me for that, but so that's my 204.72. I definitely think there's more in it for me. That was a low fuel run, but I definitely think if I don't make those couple of mistakes that I mentioned, there's easily a 204.5 in this for me, and hopefully I'll be able to get closer to that in the actual race. As for setup, I have raised the suspension quite a lot. This is one of those tracks where aero makes quite a big difference. It has a lot of windy sections, has a lot of straights, so you need a kind of a middle of the road balanced car kind of aero setup, especially because you're going to be moving, people are going to pull up alongside you and stuff. I find a little bit more aero, even though it's slower for your hot laps and stuff, is better. And this is my race setup effectively that I'm my race setup with low fuel that I'm driving with here. So that's about that. Racecraft, exit of the corners is super, super important at Spa, but people could potentially pass you everywhere. Bear in mind, Spa has so much TV coverage, so many laps out there that you can see so many great overtaking maneuvers. People often get notions at Spa where they just pull up alongside you and make it impossible for both of you to race, but it's one of those tracks that always brings action. So I would recommend not going too wide up Radillon. I would recommend in most cases concentrate on your corner exit, try and get into someone's draft and just overtake them that way. That's the quickest way, quickest and easiest way. Anybody who tuned out at the start when I said you probably don't need this track guide, you probably have your own ways of overtaking, and feel free to tell me in the comments below where your favorite corners are and stuff like that. And more importantly, because I'm constantly trying to improve, please tell me where I'm going wrong, because the really quick guys are another 2 seconds faster than me. Now maybe they're running absolutely no aero, but I don't see how they're getting through the corners and stuff. I think it's just talent and commitment and practice, maybe, because I don't really have the time to practice. But that's about it for me, guys. Thanks a million for watching. Thanks for the 550 plus subscribers now. It's growing quite quickly, and thanks for all the feedback about the prizes and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to win type of thing. And a lot of people are enjoying the content. So keep it up. Keep watching. I'll keep delivering the content. Chat to you later.